Do you think there's a link between some of the companies that are promoting things like more exercise to enable us to consume more sugary foods? And what's your sort of view on the way that, we can just simply, some of the companies say we just simply run those calories off? What's your view on that kind of message?
Well, it doesn't really work. People, and it's not easy to lose weight. And the reason why we think that we're so successful in having people permanently lose weight, because they're not focused on trying to cut back on calories or do heavy exercise. They're focused on trying to eat a diet that's nutrient rich and nutrient diverse. By eating enough, are you eating a big salad every day? Are you eating a large salad as a main dish? Are you having vegetable bean soup? Are you having a serving of cooked green vegetables? Are you having the cooked mushrooms and onions? Are you eating at least a cup of beans a day? Are you eating 3 fresh fruits a day? Are you eating at least 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces of nuts, of raw nuts and seeds a day? In other words, once you start eating the nature's bounty and you get a huge variety of these nutrients, it naturally suppresses your appetite. So the sugar diet keeps your appetite abnormally large and the need to constantly consume excess calories. And then as you add exercise onto that, then it just makes you want to consume even more calories. And the more calories you throw through your body, the faster you're aging yourself. You can over-exercise too. We want people to be able to exercise regularly, but not to, but being a professional athlete, requiring 4,000 calories a day is not conducive to a longer lifespan. It's, and by the way, I was an athlete in my early life. I was on the world team in figure skating.
Oh, wow.
I was second in the United States in 1973 in pair figure skating, and I was on the world team. And I was in, London and all around Europe. I was in ice shows and competitions, and I traveled all over the place. But of course, that degree of training and that degree of competitive athleticism is not good for your long-term health. It's like over-exercising, and you're overly consumed and with your narrow focus on training all day long. And that also is not a very healthy way to live,
Yeah, well, interesting that you mention as well, this kind of high carbohydrate rich diets, and I call it a carb coma. You consume the white stuff, and then you just you get this, and then you need a nap. I mean, you just need a siesta. Right? It's not good. I very rarely consume the white carbohydrate. It's very
and
rare.
People want that. They can't stop eating it. It's so addicting. And they walk in an airport and you smell the cookies and the bagels and the pretzels, and it's just what people want to eat, right? The croissants and the scones and all these little things, and the French fried potatoes and the chips and all the processed carbohydrate junk that kills people. And they eat food knowing it's going to kill them. And even though they know it's so bad for them, they can't stop doing it because this food is so highly addictive.
It is. And what do you think about the amount of sugar that we're feeding children?
Well, I think that when the parent has cognitive dissonance, which means that when you're a food addict, you block from your thoughts the idea of how harmful it is. Like a person smoking, they're blocked from their thoughts how dangerous smoking is. So they could get their kid a cigarette smoke. They could put the cigarette in the kid's mouth. It's like the fact that the parents, it's funny because of my 4 children, they could figure out the attractive nature of why people wanted to eat unhealthy food, but they could never figure out why parents wanted to give their children unhealthy food. If you know what's unhealthy, why are parents giving it to their kids? I can see why people want it because it tastes so good, but why would the parents want to give them? It's because they're such addicts themselves that they block from their central thought the fact that these things are disease causing and lifespan shortening. They love their children. They'll give them donuts and things. And they think that, and they've been socialized to believe that this is the normal. It's the normal way we live life, to live for taste sensations, to meet the bliss point, to get our bliss from the high sugary substances. But they don't realize that as you go to that degree of taste bliss, all you're doing is deadening your taste buds' ability to taste sweet. And now a strawberry doesn't taste sweet to you anymore, and lettuce doesn't have a vanilla sweetness to it, and avocados and cashew nuts don't taste good anymore. And now the only thing that tastes good is highly palatable food that's made by food scientists. That's made to entice so you've lost your ability to even taste normally because parents start their kids, and it starts out with, parents see their kid as like, the kid rejects food because they don't eat when they're not hungry. They push everything away. the parent doesn't like the child, looks too thin in the parent's eyes. They wanted the kid to gain weight, and be like the big Pillsbury dough baby. So they can't give the baby like mango and oats and sweet potato and string beans and broccoli and asparagus and beans and nuts. They got to give the kid something that's going to make them eat when they're not hungry. That has to be a higher bliss point with more sugar and oil and salt and more artificial flavor to make the kid want to eat. And then you turn the kid into an addict, and then they don't want to eat natural food anymore. They just want to eat fake food with a higher bliss point. And so that's where we start on the whole vicious cycle.